JamesAllen.com is the online destination to easily design a customized engagement ring and save up to 50% compared to traditional stores. You pick a diamond, whether it's lab-created or earth-created, James Allen has over 200,000 conflict-free stones. Then you pick your ring setting and metal. And if you need some help, they have real-time diamond consultations available, where an expert can walk you through it all. Get 25% off your order at JamesAllen.com code podcast. That's JamesAllen.com code podcast.
Welcome to the PowerCat Podcast, GoPowerCat.com's Kansas State Athletics Show. Make sure you're subscribing to our show at Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcasts. Now, from the GPC studios, here's your host, GoPowerCat publisher, Tim Fitzgerald.
Welcome to the PowerCat Overtime Podcast, possibly the most incredible edition of the Overtime ever. And we started this podcast in about 1953. I was very young then, but it was started then, and we've had very good episodes. What are you looking at, Ryan Gilbert? Anyhow, Tim Fitzgerald, Ryan Gilbert, and Cole Carmody in the car on the way home from Big 12 Media Days. There are safer ways to record a podcast than this. Well, the driver hosts a podcast, but I waited till I was in northern Oklahoma. So there's nothing out here other than a few cars and us. And there's certainly no Takalucha. And there's certainly no So Long Saloon.
Adrian Martinez is mad.
Those are in Manhattan. Those are at the corner of 12th and Morrow in God's Place, Aggieville. Make sure you stop in to So Long, and you might see Adrian Martinez, who is trying to eat his way through the menu, which is an impressive feat. As a fat man who's been going to So Long Saloon since the day they opened, literally, I have not done that.
75% of the way through.
I don't know why. See, I'm one of those guys that once I found the Resist Temptation with chicken, I pretty much settled in with the chicken, with the egg and the bacon and the mayo and it's so delicious. Most people have it with the burger, and that's very good too. But I like the chicken with the egg. It seems like a philosophical lunchtime for me. And of course, Ryan Gilbert works over at Takalucha. It also has some good things about it. Really good margaritas and tacos, and mediocre bartenders when Ryan Gilbert's working. But other than that, it's an enjoyable experience. We appreciate their support of the Overtime this year. So Zach's not with us. We left him behind in Dallas at a sketchy gas station near Love Field.
Literally.
And we don't know if he's okay. He got into a stranger's car, and I don't know what he was going to do, but he said something about a collector's show, and then got in a man's car and left after he paid him $50. So I don't know what is going on there, but I'm sure Zach's fine. He will fly home on Saturday. But we're driving like real people, like real working class people. We don't take the fancy jets like Zach Carlson. We get in a car and we get to where we want to go. Right now at 82 miles an hour.
You're not speeding. You'd never break the law.
No, in Oklahoma has raised the speed limit to 75, but actually the sign says 75 or your best guess. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing my best guess here. Let's get going to the questions from Wabash Station. Cole, as he did with the Questions podcast, he's going to offer up the questions this week on the Overtime, mostly because Gills is worthless. Right, Gills?
Sure.
Okay. Gills is kind of like in a reflective, quiet mood. I think he saw things in Dallas that he's never seen before.
I shared a room with Cole for 2 nights and saw some things I didn't want to see.
And we ate at a very classy place called Bombshells, which is a military-themed, like, Hooters.
Just Google it.
I won't be going back to Bombshells. When you have 2 armed guards working there, maybe it probably wasn't a good selection, but it was right next to our hotel. And by the way, I think I'm I'm guessing that my phone got hacked
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
in the hotel or at Bombshells. There's some wonderful things to talk about. Here's your questions from Wabash Station. Cole?
First question comes from Chris66204. Is there a more dismal stretch of highway than the stretch between the Texas border and Oklahoma City?
I don't know. I disagree with that.
This is pretty bad right
I think
now.
this is worse. I think
Right here?
Yeah, northern Oklahoma to Kansas is pretty miserable. I mean, come on. Chris, you got the beautiful, scenic, majestic Arbuckle Mountains. How can you just write that off as horrible? You've got Turner Falls.
Turner Falls.
And if you've never been to Turner Falls, there's falls named after the Turners. It's like you go into a time warp and you come out in the 1930s or something. You come over a little hill and there's these falls. They're not very big, like maybe 20, 30 feet, dropping down into a pool of water at the river that runs through there, and there's people frolicking. It's a beautiful place.
And he's not making this up. You've actually been there.
The wife and I decided one day, let's go see what Turner Falls is all about. And we did. And then we got back on the highway and left because it scared us.
Cole, we forgot to set the over-under for how many times Fitz curses at other drivers on the road.
Look, I can control what, this guy has a refrigerator in the back of his pickup truck with straps over the top. Yeah, someone write down the codes, the times of my cursing.
That's your job, Cole.
Yeah, because I talk to other drivers quite a bit, and I don't trust other people. I'm a violently defensive driver. I'm an angry defensive driver.
Okay, so we can talk about the stretch of highway, but in our particular stretch of highway from Texas border and Oklahoma City, we had a pretty interesting ride. There were some pretty interesting things that happened in the car on the way from the Texas border to Oklahoma City.
Did I miss something?
I mean, I'm just saying there was some. This is where.
Oh my God!
We need to
I
talk
just got
about
another
this.
one. I just got another one.
Well, right on cue. I mean, you might as well.
So I'm guessing I got hacked. I don't know, but we have been receiving a series of very entertaining text messages that continue even after I blocked the number. What was that?
That was you.
Which app would you like to use?
What happened? I don't want to use anything. Go away. Siri, go away. What a freaking weird. But so I don't know how they hacked my phone so thoroughly, but they know I have a short something and I can add 4 inches to it. I might have a Pornhub subscription at this point, which is kind of an exciting development. And
this all happened on the road as soon as we hit the road.
And also, we're not sure if, how many were there? 23?
26?
26
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Single moms were within, I don't know, a half mile of me.
Well, the question I raised, are they on the highway or is this back in Manhattan? Because it had your address also on a different message.
Or do they think I'm still in Dallas?
True.
But somewhere, I'm just telling you folks, somewhere either in southern Oklahoma, Dallas, or Manhattan, Kansas, there is a remarkable collection of hot single moms ready to date. And I'm excited for whoever discovers this like gold strike of momness.
That was a pretty interesting stretch on the highway.
There's some other ones. One I just got literally when we brought up the topic says dating sucks, and it gives me instructions to how to date. I'm gonna run that by Becky to see if I can do some dating on the side. I kind of doubt it. I don't really have the energy for it, but it's good to be seen, and I feel seen by whoever hacks my phone, or I'm assuming that. They're all Dallas numbers over and over, and when I block them, eventually they're blocked, but they come back with another number.
If this is anybody on Wabash Station who somehow did this to Fitz, message me and I'll give you a high five.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been very entertaining. I hope it stops. I'm going to probably have to take my phone either by the phone repair place or my local church to get the demon out of the phone. But it's been entertaining. This stretch right here, and we're 114 miles from Wichita, which is one of the worst country songs ever written. But we're close to Perry. We're 13 miles south of Perry. That was written by Garth Brooks. It's a better song. And we're making pretty good time because I'm an aggressive, angry driver.
Next question comes from Purple Cat 271.
Is that a new one?
I don't believe so. They've had a lot of posts.
Okay.
Where's Zach when you need him?
I don't know.
If you're a first-time question asker, Purple Cat, welcome to the show. Rank the top 5 convenience stores along the route from Manhattan to Dallas.
Well, On Q just took a shot. On Q would have been up there for me because it's kind of like the, I don't know.
On Q?
Is that where we stop for gas?
Is that the one that had the one that we were just
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that didn't work.
The one that didn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have Buc-ee's.
Okay, yeah, so this is where we talk about Buc-ee's. Fitz's experience to Buc-ee's.
I had my Buc-ee's.
His first time
Cherry
ever
popped.
going to Buc-ee's.
It was good. It was good. It wasn't quite as incredible as I thought, because when people told me Buc-ee's was big, let's just put it this way, fellas, don't oversell the size of stuff, because then you're setting everyone up for disappointment when they actually see the actual size. It was impressive, certainly by your standard white boy convenience stores. But this was not quite as majestic as I thought, because honestly, it was like kind of spread out. Like there was a lot of room for activities. Mm-hmm. You could really walk around in there. But we did buy some water and some Yuengling beer, which Gills had never had, and now has had it. And I don't know if he likes it because it's not Busch Light. What'd you think of Yuengling?
It was okay. I drank what I was given.
That's like a good bartender right there.
So yeah. Buc-ee's, are we?
Buc-ee's number one. Buc-ee's got to be number one.
Okay.
We filled up with gas. A 16-year-old in a, what kind of car was it?
Oh, was that a Corvette? Was it a Corvette?
Corvette, like a brand new Corvette.
Yeah.
With the doors that open like a hatch, like up and down.
Butterfly doors.
Yeah, he weighed about 32 pounds, and he had nice blue loafers on. And I'm pretty sure he didn't make the money to buy the car.
So okay, but I mean I struggle with this question because we didn't stop 5 times for gas.
Well, look.
Do you count Quick Trip? Because Quick Trip's that's technically
I didn't see one.
The gas station we left Zach at is number 5.
Yes.
That's bottom of the list.
That was a Speedway.
Where did we stop on Tuesday morning?
Dunkin' Donuts place.
Well, that was on the interstate. I don't even know what that is. That's the Kansas Turnpike. So I don't even know.
What did we say? That's number 4?
Actually, that's going to be number 6 if you ask Zach, because he bought a Mega Millions ticket
and he didn't win.
Zach's still poor.
And they also forgot to put the glaze on your donuts when it was supposed to be a blueberry.
Yes.
Jeez, number 7.
Yeah, I was supposed to have glazed blueberry donuts. I got cake blueberry donuts without the glaze, and I'm just a believer that glaze makes everything better. I mean, if like you could glaze a Monday, it would be better. I think Ryan Gilbert just touched my shoulder and it got weird. I don't like doing a podcast with Ryan Gilbert literally sitting behind me. I don't trust him at all.
You want me to be in the middle?
No. On Q was supposed to be very high. I think that's the name of them. They're kind of all over Oklahoma now. They got a lot of pumps. They're like mini Buc-ee's. Okay. And we just rolled up to one at the North Edmond exit, where there's a certain burger place that we did not eat at on the way back. We did eat at the way down. We had some of that Christian chicken on the way back, and it was very good.
St. Michael was our server.
This guy, well, he and his wife Cindy and their 7 kids like having Sundays free to go to all the services, and he's song leader at the church. But he was very polite, to the point that you were scared of him. He sounded like a polite robot, a Chick-fil-A robot man.
Instead of ranking the convenience stores, let's rank the stops.
No. We just stopped for a Love's, and then I didn't go to the Love's. I went to some other thing.
Love's is up there.
I'm just gonna say Love's is number 2, because all we need is Love's. That was a famous song. And then we'll put in we'll slide in the Casey's, because we've passed a few Casey's, and I'm not particularly enamored with Casey's to the level that some of you are, you cultists, but it's very popular with our peoples. We'll put Casey's 3 and OnQ 4, and then Speedway 5, and then the Turnpike thing where they screwed me out of my glades, 6.
Okay.
We actually offered like a best of the rest there, which is the best of the worst. I talked a lot.
You did. Next question comes once again from Chris66204. Along those same lines of the convenience store, what's everyone's go-to snack and drink after filling up? We didn't get snacks, really. We didn't get snacks after we stopped, but the only snack I feel like we had on this road trip was...
Oh, yeah. Old Trapper.
Thank you. Big 12 Media Days was sponsored by Old Trapper. And
Old Trapper.
I don't know. Ryan, did you like the beef jerky?
I didn't have any of it. I'm not a big beef jerky guy.
You're not. I thought it was actually really good.
That surprises me.
Their mascot is not to be confused with the Mountaineer.
Holy crap. They are cousins.
They're twins.
One has a gun. Yeah, one carries a gun and one packs meat. Anyhow, I had never had Old Trapper before, and now that they're a sponsor of the Big 12, I'm going to say this. It's not as good as my favorite Bigfoot-themed jerky, my personal favorite, but it was good.
It was really good.
It was good. But when we stop, I quite often do get jerky at a convenience store. This time I didn't. I usually just get some water and maybe some candy, but I didn't get anything. I got water and beer at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get home too.
Zach bought out half of Buc-ee's.
He bought cookie dough treats. He bought cookies. He bought an ice cream thing, right, that he thought was pretty average. I'm surprised he didn't buy the Buc-ee's red and pink T-shirt that they had on sale right out front.
I almost got beaver nuggets for my mom.
Excuse me?
Yes, beaver nuggets.
That seems like...
It sounds bad, but they're like little, I don't know, circus peanuts, I guess you could kind of say.
But we did get a car wash, and I think he was dirty. He needed a little refresh. So we went through the world's longest automatic car wash. And it had rainbow-colored foam, and it had the Buc-ee's logo through the foam, and it had a lot of things whipping the car, which was Brian Gilbert's favorite part of the trip. And we got to the end, and the car was very wet and mostly clean, but still there was bird poop on the car in the window. So I don't know who Mr. Buc-ee is, but you're going to get an angry text. Oh my God, it's Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is the one doing this to me.
Oh, we figured it out.
Okay.
Next question comes from Herdez Joe. Who gets to control the radio/Bluetooth? Who's worse in the long car rides, the olds or the youngs?
You know who doesn't control it? Ryan Gilbert.
Thank God. What would you be listening to right now?
We would be listening to Rick Ross.
Rick Ross.
You have something against fat people?
Hey, oh, by the way, I'm not putting any sound into this thing. I am going to bleep out all the cuss words. Write that one down. But other than that, we're not going to put anything in because, look, you get the natural ambience of the air conditioner and the road and me cursing at drivers. And look at this van. This guy's got to have some puppies and candy in there. It's a Mercedes-Benz panel van. At least he's classy. It's a Sprinter.
So would you like to share your experience of the Bluetooth situation, Ryan?
I wish
it made its way onto Twitter, so if you haven't seen...
I wish Fitz had a pair of scissors in his car so I could cut off my ears.
If you haven't
That's how I feel about the music.
If you haven't seen what's going on, go to Ryan's Twitter, at GPCRyanG.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
You're very welcome.
You better follow me.
There's a little back and forth that's going on.
He's a great follow. Maybe the greatest.
The best. They tried to take some people off of Twitter, but I'm still on it.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. We're listening to funk music. That's right, F-U-N-K music.
Yeah, there was a revelation today as we record this on the trip. Cole Carmody. Cole, how old are you?
23.
Young possibly Virgil Cole Carmody, knows and loves funk music, one of the greatest genres of American music ever. What was your favorite song? Oh, hold on. It came up because he started singing.
Kool and the Gang.
Yeah, that is it. But he started singing No Parking on the Dance Floor, one of the greatest funk songs ever. Ryan Gilbert, who is less traveled, might we say, possibly not actually a human being, didn't know what funk music was. So we played funk music. And he did not like funk music. And if you don't like the funk, you can get back out of that. I don't think that's part of an actual funk song. But we did crank up Buck Cherry, play that funky music, White Boy, because it is one of the greatest pieces of American music ever written and performed. And of course, we all know Buck Cherry. Nobody knows Buck Cherry. But he did not like it because apparently at the place he works, they play this song on the looped music, so he doesn't like it. And he wondered out loud who actually picked their music. And I realized that when Taco Lucha opened, I had provided them with some CDs because I like making mixtapes, to impress people a long time ago. And I did suddenly realize that a lot of the music I hear in Lucha was on those CDs way back when. I'm sure the CDs are gone, but I think they grandfathered in many of the songs. And so, once again, I apparently made Lucha great. And then I gave him Ryan Gilbert. Now, that's my payback.
The Humans will be right back.
If you're in the market for investment-worthy bags, watches, and fine jewelry, Rebag is the answer. Rebag is a luxury resale marketplace where each piece is carefully vetted and verified by experts to ensure quality and authenticity. If you're in the market, use Rebag to buy and sell finds from the world's top brands, including Hermes, Chanel, and Cartier. Head to Rebag.com to get 10% off your first purchase with code REBAG10. Shop today at Rebag.com. That's REBAG.com. And use promo code REBAG10 for 10% off your first purchase.
Picture this nightmare scenario. You're hosting friends for the big game. It's neck and neck in the fourth quarter, and suddenly you realize you're out of drinks. You start to sweat. Your friends start to turn on you. You're forced to go on a last-second drink run and end up missing the game-winning touchdown while in line. Terrifying, isn't it? Luckily, you can avoid the drama with Drizzly, the go-to app for drink delivery. With Drizzly, you can shop a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits, then get them delivered right to your watch party. Compare prices across multiple stores in your area, find the best deals on game day drinks, and get back to armchair quarterbacking from, you guessed it, your armchair. Download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com today. Must be 21 plus, not available in all locations.
The ads are done. Speak Humans.
Next question comes from the Boss Cat, sticking on the music theme. The Boss Cat, can I get one of those? Thank you.
Thank you.
If you could only listen to one artist for the duration of the drive, who would it be?
You guys don't even need to hear my answer.
Yeah,
you know
already
that.
gave
Let's go around the card first. Ryan, you start.
Rick Ross.
If you don't know who Rick Ross is, he's a kind of unknown country singer. Go look him up and turn the music up before you even hit play.
I don't think that's who that is.
Yeah, trust me.
I would have to say Drake, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm a big Drake fan. I'm not going to lie. The other night when I came from Kansas City to Manhattan, I literally just put on Drake Essentials on Apple Music, listened to it the whole way. There's very little skips. There is honestly enough Drake songs to get me from Dallas to Manhattan. I firmly believe that. Now, I know the Boss Cat's going to be listening to this and disagree with that statement, but I firmly believe that Drake's catalog is so extensive and it's so wide-ranging. There are so many different types of Drake songs. You have the rapper Drake, you have the singer Drake, who's maybe more along the R&B line, and then you have this most recent Drake, who's kind of like Caribbean and Jamaican and dance hall Drake. So there's three different types of Drakes, and I that would be my answer.
Well, that makes sense because you did share on the Twitter machine this week that Dave Aranda is your favorite Big 12 coach, and he won a Big 12 title. So you got that with Drake. You just kind of jump on board with the winner.
Yeah.
That's cool. I could listen to Michael Bublé, but on this trip we have listened to quite a bit of Stoney LaRue, a red dirt country artist that I enjoy quite a bit. In fact, just to piss off Ryan Gilbert, we are going to fire up some Stoney LaRue right after this podcast. And he's going to take us from the Kansas border all the way up through El Dorado, north to beautiful Florence, where America stops to pee, right through Harrington, Junction City, and into the world of Manhattan, Kansas.
I know who we wouldn't play.
Who?
Walker Hayes.
Yeah. Walker Hayes. Zach made us listen to Fancy Like. And I can't get it out of my head.
Fitz is crying for those of you at home.
And then he played AA, his new song, and he's trying to keep his daughter off the pole and his son out of jail. It's really a sad song. That guy's freaking horrible.
He was cemented in the depths of hell for me when the Chiefs and the Bills played, and you couldn't hear the soundtrack, or you couldn't hear the sound of the halftime show, and the Chiefs go on to lose in the AFC Championship game. That is when I swore that I would never listen to Walker Hayes.
Did you say swore?
I swore that I would never listen.
It sounded very Philly. Huh.
Interesting. Okay, next question.
We just passed a car.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was missing two, not tires, wheels. It was up on jacks, and its two driver's side wheels were gone.
Not a person to be seen.
Okay, go ahead. Welcome to Oklahoma.
Next question from King Jim 77, switching it up just a tad. The top 5 fat guy actors / comedians.
Oh.
Thought this was a great question.
Oh.
Chris Farley, right? Number 1?
Hold on.
Define fat.
I think to be a fat guy comedian,
because Fitz isn't fat.
Thank you.
You have to use your bigness. How do you say bigly?
Bigly.
Bigly?
Very bigly.
You have to use your bigliness to your
big leanness? What's a leanness?
It's right next to your what? Never mind. I can't say it.
You have to use that to your comedic appeal.
Okay.
So I think Chris Farley, to me, he's got to be. If he's not number 1, then he's top 3.
Well, I would agree with top 3. I probably will go with John Candy, though.
That's who I was thinking too.
He's number 1. Now, look, fellow olds, I'm going to throw out Dom DeLuise and Jackie Gleason. These guys don't know who they are.
Nope.
But Jackie Gleason's performance in Smokey and the Bandit remains one of the great comedic golds of all time. Other portly, very sexy actors would include who? I don't even know.
Kevin James.
Oh, Kevin James. I'd probably put him at the bottom. But Paul Blart is an American hero. No, you know what? Screw it. Number 1. We got it number 1 all wrong. Zach Galifianakis. How do you pronounce this? Zach
Galifianakis.
Galifianakis.
Star of The Hangover, Ryan Gilbert's favorite movie.
And Between Two Ferns is one of the greatest things ever put on.
It's a great movie. Have you seen the movie?
Not the movie. Oh, the movie is funny, but
the shows are amazing.
Show. The deadpan delivery from him and his guests, and the outtakes are unbelievable.
We can't forget Eric Stonestreet.
Who's that?
He's big boned.
He's big boned. He
doesn't count?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is Seth Rogen? I'm looking at a list. Is Seth Rogen?
Look, Stoney belongs on there too. Yes, his character on
Modern
Family it's incredible. It's incredible. So there we go. There's our top 5, and we said what order, but I can't remember, so I'm not going to recap.
That's a good list.
No.
That's a very good list. Next question from Itam Bibi. Your weekend arrived, but unfortunately it's raining. Will you give up your outdoor activity? If you still go out, what is your activity anyway for the day, and will that be your choice or somebody else's, such as kids?
No, I don't go out in the rain. I don't. I've got a narrow weather window in which I will go outside and work in the yard.
But see, I feel like to me the only time that I'll go outside is if I'm going to like a game. So this question should be if I'm going to a Chiefs game. And I know, Fitz, you've gotten spoiled and you've talked about this. You don't like going to games as a fan.
No, I don't know how to be a fan.
So if you were to go to a Chiefs game and you saw it was going to rain, you wouldn't go?
No.
Ryan, what about you? Not necessarily a Chiefs game, but...
I would go if I already bought tickets.
Yeah.
I would go.
So
I'm going.
The rain doesn't affect your your weekend plans.
Okay, now hold on. Now let me think about this. The wife and I, for many years, had VIP tickets to Country Stampede.
That's a good example.
And it rained every year, basically. But if it didn't rain enough to cancel shows and stuff, you could be sitting out there in your little white VIP chair that were incredibly uncomfortable. And it could start raining, and you would just sit through it unless it was pouring and just suffer through the rain because you got beautiful country music. So, yeah, I guess I would, but I'm old, man. I don't want to sit in the rain.
So what do you do? Well, if you do decide that it's raining too much, do you just hang out inside?
Oh, yeah, and literally I do nothing.
Yeah.
Literally, I'll Netflix and chill with the dogs. That sounded worse than I meant it to be, but I'll just watch TV and hang out, watch some sports if it's the right seasons. Yeah, or I don't know if you know this about me, but I'll get on the Twitter machine and post stupid crap and my opinions, which is also stupid crap, but a different kind of stupid crap.
So Ryan and I are both
stupid crap.
Ryan and I are both in agreement that
Twitter's stupid crap.
Weekend plans do not get changed just because of weather.
Sure.
Okay. That's the first time we've ever agreed on anything.
First time ever.
You guys are young. I'm an old. I see the difference here.
Agree to disagree?
Hey, folks, we're in Billings, Oklahoma.
Nice little update.
Man.
Getting back on the road theme from EMA Wildcat 82. Now, we talked about this a little bit. We didn't have to rank them. Now we're just asking for...
There's an on cue. It looks like a new one right over there. They're trying to be...
Right on cue?
The little Buc-ee's of Oklahoma.
Right on cue. Favorite car snacks and beverages for everyone on the road trip? Not that necessarily we got, but favorite ones.
Do we just have this question?
Sort of.
Sort of. It's a little different. I will bring jerky. If we're going on a long road trip, like the wife and I last summer went to South and North Dakota via this very car we're in right now, and we had like animal crackers, and in our cooler we had some snackables. Like we don't have children, but we snack like children in the car.
Yeah.
Some, M&Ms, because that's my wife's favorite candy besides me. And I can't remember what else, but I brought a whole plethora. Ryan, that means a lot, a wide selection, a plethora of snacks and treats for the trip, including, that's right, Yingling. And
not in the car, though.
No, we did not enjoy that in the car.
He pulls over and shotguns it and then continues driving.
You don't drink and drive. You always pull over and chug. But
only when you're in the passenger seat.
Yeah. No, don't drink at all and drive. But we did enjoy those at the hotels. And when we went to a weird show in Western North Dakota, yes.
Western North Dakota.
Western North Dakota, yes. And I can't think of the name of it. It sounds like Merlot, but it's not right. Anyhow, yeah, those are our treats. And I usually drink water in the car because I'm healthy.
So let me ask you guys this. When it comes to packing your own lunch for the car, where do you guys stand on that issue? Ryan, I want your opinion first.
I do not pack my lunch for the car.
Even when you were little and you guys would go on trips, your mom...
Nah, that's my mama's job. That's my daddy's job.
But did you do it?
Did they do it?
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
You guys always would just stop for food along the way?
Mm-hmm.
I like packing my own lunch for the car. I really do, because then if you're in the middle of nowhere like we are now, where are we, Fitz? Where do we...
We're just north of Billings, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Home of former Senator so-and-so.
Okay, yeah, he's a good senator. Yeah, I feel like if I was hungry, say if it was, lunchtime and we had left and we're in the middle of nowhere and I want to eat my sandwich with some potato chips, I can do that instead of having to either A, be an inconvenience like we were when we were driving from, and we stopped at the burger place that was not so on the way to Edmond. And through Edmond, some people wanted to stop, some people didn't, but I was hungry, and so we got food. If I would have just packed my lunch, none of this would have been an issue.
That's true. This is all true.
So, I like to pack my own lunch. That's probably number one as far as my favorite snack. But yeah, I like water. I drink a lot of water. I also like the Arnold Palmers. I don't know if you guys have had those.
Like diced up pieces of the old golfer?
Not the old golfer, not the drink.
I thought you were like a cannibal. You said pack my own lunch so many times. I'm pretty sure it was code for something else. Hey, Gilbert.
Hi.
You just shared a room with him. Did he pack his own lunch?
I'm actually not legally allowed to answer this question.
That sounds good.
Okay. There we go. From Exhausted Nihilist.
But he still asks questions. He's been exhausted for years.
Who is the worst driver of the GPC crew?
It's not me.
It has to be Ryan.
I'm a great driver.
I mean, no offense.
That is offense taken.
But just because your car is...
Yeah. Broken air conditioner has nothing to do with the driver.
Yeah.
A busted out mirror?
It just fell off one time.
I haven't reached the trust zone yet where I let these two guys drive.
I drove your car. Remember we were moving the GPC offices to the storage unit?
I drove it around town.
I parked this in Wichita.
Okay, they've driven my car. But I haven't been in the car, particularly when they drove it. Zach did take over. Oh, I got a new one. Oh, my Braziers. It's you. You did it. Did you just bring this up? Verification code. Oh, it just went on. I've got a verification code for another porn site.
He's talking about his text that we talked about earlier.
It's very exciting. It's very, very exciting. I feel like this trip's going to change my life. I'm going to meet a lot of new people online. I don't trust people with my vehicle very often. I mean, I was probably damaged mentally many years ago when D. Scott Fritchen was driving, and I love him like a brother, but he did take one of the turnpike exits, into the Hardee's or whatever, and he forgot to slow down. So we were like actually entering the parking area at 75 miles an hour.
This is the first time D. Scott's made the overtime.
So it scared the out of me. Zach did a fine job. He took over in Edmond coming down, and I just thought he was going to drive for a while, and he got us all the way to the hotel. So we just went from the Speedway in sketchy neighborhood of Dallas all the way to Edmonds with me driving, and then we stopped and ate. Man, David, was it David? No, what was
Michael.
it? Michael. St. Michael was a great cashier manager. Oh. Welcome. Can I help you? That glazed over look. Anyhow,
a chicken sandwich. Excellent choice.
That was the best part, is when he said that.
I got 100%. A chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A, and he told me it was an excellent choice. I need the affirmation. My fragile ego needed that, but I'm like, dude, I went deluxe, but that's not like, ooh, nobody else does that. Okay.
Excellent choice.
Excellent choice.
The last question of quite possibly either the best or the greatest or the absolute worst overtime of all time.
Wouldn't the best and the greatest be the synonyms for the same thing?
They would be.
Okay.
The last question of the podcast.
I might want to cut that out.
Comes from Herdez Joe.
Him? He already asked.
I know he did.
Joe, you had your question already. Oh, hold on. We got some construction here. Left lane closed, 1,500 feet, $14.95.
Cole, get your phone out.
Boom.
Get ready to write down a curse word.
Hey, by the way, everyone, in case you don't know, Kansans do not like the zipper. Where you're supposed to merge at the very last minute into one lane. I mean, Kansas get offended by people trying to go up to the front and zipper. Oklahoma demands it. They have signs that say, use both lanes, merge at merge point. And it goes much better. Go ahead.
Can I read Joe's question?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Joe.
The last question of the overtime.
Everyone, welcome to Ponca City.
He asks, who delivers the most laughs in the car?
Well, it's got to be me because I make them laugh.
Yeah.
No, and that's not like I'm so funny they laugh. No, I make them laugh.
Can we share our experience about picking up our good friend Nick from Iowa State site?
Yeah, well, we can't say everything.
Do I need to bleep his name out?
No, it's fine. Okay. Nick's our new managing editor at the Iowa State site. He's an outstanding young man from Wisconsin, who we found out on this trip is also fluent in Spanish, because, you know, Wisconsin's got a lot of Spanish speakers, apparently, because people don't know this, but Wisconsin, the Mexicans of Wisconsin are the ones who invented queso.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's
melted cheese.
They went to Wisconsin in the great Mexican
melted cheese
move. The migration. Thank you. That was a word. Boy, words are tough. The great Mexican migration of the 18th century. It's a little piece of history people don't know about. And they went up there and they discovered the Wisconsiners were making this yellow substance called cheese, and they brought chips with them. Because, you know, they had chips. I think they were called, this was the Tito's family. And anyhow, they went up there and they decided to melt the cheese. And there we are. That's a piece of American history. Anyhow, Nick went to a Mexican-themed, Hooters, and had some drinks, and and Nick's got a girlfriend.
All I was going to say was that Fitz made him laugh a lot in the car.
It was a team effort.
It was.
But I'll just say, Nick thanked me for the rides about every half mile, roughly. Like, so we had an event at Topgolf in Fort Worth. So it was 30 minutes away. So we had dropped Nick off at said, what's it called?
Ojos Locos.
Thank you, senor.
See.
And because he had to meet a friend, and he did a lot of damage in the hour he was there, because he went in like a young professional and came out very talky. And he got in the car and we drove all the way there. And I don't know where it's going with this.
I don't either.
Yeah, that's the whole story.
Well, I mean, I
can't remember where it's going. I just got lost. I had traffic. I had a truck. Damn truck was in my way.
Heard as Joe asked who delivers the most laughs in the car, and I felt like a good example of this was, as a team, we made Nick laugh. So that's your answer.
Although I want to say that Cole offered up 2 dad jokes not long after leaving AT&T Stadium. On a scale of 1 to 10, Ryan Gilbert, how were those 2 jokes combined, put together?
-4.
-4. I think that's generous. They were not even. They weren't really dad jokes. They were like mean stepdad jokes. They weren't funny, and when you didn't laugh, he beat you. Look at that thing.
That is nice.
Wow.
That was what was that?
17-year-old.
What's the circle?
Is that Audi?
Ooh, man, I don't know if it's an Audi or not, but. Sir, I'd like to get in there with you.
Thank you for listening to the Power Cat Podcast. Make sure you're subscribing to our show at Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcasts. Power Cat Podcast, all rights reserved, gopowercat.com.
With Blue Link Plus, you can access your Hyundai Tucson Limited remotely. Doors unlocked, temperature set, lost car found.
There it is.
Get complimentary class-leading Blue Link Plus. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.